Yeah, then comes this question. It says that state the factors that affect the value of equilibrium constant. Yes. What are the factors that affect the value of equilibrium constant? Okay, there's only one factor, and that is temperature. And then comes this question. It says that state the factors that affect the position of equilibrium constant. So what are those factors which influence the position of equilibrium constant? Here we have three factors. The first one is temperature. Okay, in addition to temperature, which other factor affects position of equilibrium constant? The other factor is pressure, if there is a gas involved. And the third factor is concentration. So those are the factors which influence the position of equilibrium constant. Yeah, then comes this question. It says that consider the equilibrium below. This is the equilibrium we are talking about, where nitrogen reacts with hydrogen to form ammonia. Our enthalpy change is less than 0. So the question says, write the equation for the reversible reaction and state its enthalpy change. Okay, this is the equilibrium. What is its reversible reaction? So we start from that one. So it's going to be 2 ammonia, giving us nitrogen plus hydrogen. And you have to note that if the enthalpy change for the original reaction or for the forward reaction is less than 0, this one is going to be greater than 0, and the reverse is true. Yeah, so comes this question. It says that state Le Chatelier's principle. How does it state? Okay, it states that when the equilibrium of a closed system is disturbed, the equilibrium shifts in such a way as to oppose the disturbance. That's the closest, the shortest form we can have. Let me repeat. It states that when the equilibrium of a closed system is disturbed, the equilibrium shifts in such a way as to oppose the disturbance. Yeah, that is it. Yeah, then comes this question. It says that consider the equilibrium below. This is the equilibrium we are talking about. And they say the amount of hydrogen was increased. So use Le Chatelier's principle to predict the change in concentration of, they say, right increase, decrease, or remain the same. Okay, nitrogen. What will happen to nitrogen? Okay, this is what you have to know. Let us rewrite the equilibrium here. Okay, that's our equilibrium. And what are we doing? We're increasing hydrogen. Okay. So when you increase hydrogen, according to Le Chatelier, the system does not want you to do that. You are disturbing it. So what will happen? This hydrogen has to reduce. But how is hydrogen reduced? By reacting with nitrogen. So nitrogen will drop. And the reaction between hydrogen and nitrogen will form ammonia. So ammonia will increase. So our answers are here. Well, clearly indicated. This one and that one. So what are you going to say? Nitrogen, you check here, it will decrease. And ammonia here, it will increase. I would appeal to you that in cases like this one, we don't guess. You work it out the way we have done here. Okay. Then comes this question. It says that consider the equilibrium, that's the equilibrium you're talking about. And they say amount of hydrogen was increased. So the question say, state what will happen to each of the following. The first one is position of equilibrium. What will happen to the position of equilibrium? Okay, I would urge you that during a case like this one, it requires you to rewrite the equation. So let us have it here. It is nitrogen plus hydrogen giving us ammonia. Okay. So let us look at here. What happened? We increased hydrogen. And like we said, when you increase hydrogen, you are disturbing the equilibrium. The equilibrium does not want you to do that. So the excess hydrogen which you are increasing will react with the nitrogen so that it's decreased. In that process, this one will decrease because it's reacting with excess hydrogen. But when hydrogen and nitrogen react, they form ammonia. So ammonia will increase. So let us now start answering these questions. Position. Position, we take it from low to high. So position is forward favored. So let us have it here. Forward reaction is favored. Okay. Then we come to the second one, the equilibrium constant. What happens to the equilibrium constant? It remains constant. This one you don't need even to think about it. Why? We need to remember that there is only one factor which affects the equilibrium constant, and that is temperature. So anything which is not temperature has no effect on the equilibrium constant. Enthalpy change. This one remains constant. Enthalpy change is purely determined by the nature of reactants and products. So it's purely determined by the reaction. So no other external factors can influence it. Okay, lastly, rate of reaction. What happens to the rate of reaction? Now I need to tell you that increase in concentration of product or reactant increases rate. I repeat, it doesn't matter whether you are increasing concentration of a reactant or a product, rate will increase. And the reverse is true. What's the reverse? Decrease of either reactant or product will decrease rate. Where do we get this answer? We get it from the topic called the rate of reaction. According to rate of reaction, there are 6 factors which are affecting rate of reaction, and concentration happens to be one of them. So when you increase amount of hydrogen, you are increasing concentration. So rate will increase. And with that, I would like to thank you for your time. The channel is PSSB, Physical Sciences. Silver Bullet with me, Richard, here. Yes, we urge you to subscribe, to like, to share, to comment. And we would like also to remind you that PSSB, Physical Sciences Silver Bullet, is a YouTube science channel specializing in physical sciences grade 12, 11 and 10, and natural sciences grade 8 and 9. And we would like also to inform you that because of the scope of this channel, when you click the link of the channel, go straight to playlist. Don't go to video. When you go to playlist, then select the material of your level. For grade 8 and 9, just press 8 and 9, natural sciences. For grade 10 and 11, also just press the tile grade 10 or 11, physical sciences. For grade 12, every topic is presented as a tile. So just press the topic of your interest, and I can assure you it is the best material you can ever find. See you then. Bye bye.